study looked at using this unique resource of early stage Parkinson's disease brains, and that was based on the Braak staging hypothesis of how α-synuclein spreads through the brain in Lewy bodies. So what we were able to do is take regions that were affected at that early stage and then regions that were not so affected at that early stage but would be later in disease. And then we were able to look at the proteome of these cases. And what we found was that the mitochondria was really affected, and that there was different aspects of mitochondrial functions that were affected. So we had mitochondrial metabolism, for example, that was quite highly affected throughout. But we found that it progressed. As we then looked from control to early PD to late PD, it progressed through the brain, and it also progressed in severity of how highly the mitochondria were affected in the disease. So I think it's a really good start point to know that there's some processes that are being affected before pathology takes hold in the brain. So it will enable us to focus our efforts a bit more. Mitochondrial work is quite prevalent in Parkinson's research anyway, but now we know that it's one of the earlier features of the disease. We can think maybe that it's definitely a cause and maybe not a consequence. We can't say that just from our study, but what we can say is we can now redefine our efforts into where we focus on the earlier stages and hopefully try and look for that beginning aspect of the disease that we can try and prevent in the future.